What's going on, everyone? It's Cruzin Podcast. Today, we've been really excited to talk about this movie. It's been out for some time. We saw it twice. We saw it in the AMC Theater IMAX. We saw it in the laser format in IMAX for Lauderdale Museum in IMAX, like a 7-story screen. We're going to talk about Dune today. Yes, Dune, the new movie that just came out, part 1. Part 2 got announced. We found out by the time we started filming this, thank God, because if there wasn't a part 2, I think we would riot in the streets, because let's just talk about it right off the bat. All right. Just to get it clear, we haven't read the books. We haven't seen the 80s David Lynch film, and we did that intentionally because we'd never watched it, and we were told, look, if you don't even know about this world, just go ahead and just jump into it for the first time watching this movie. So we waited patiently. We saw the trailers when they came out, and we jumped into this, and man, it was...
No, and we saw the IMAX, like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got the previews. You know, we were all in on this movie because, you know what, it's a new world. It's a new potential, like, almost franchise, a new world we can get into that we didn't even know about. And that was really exciting and refreshing. So... man, when we saw it, and we saw it twice, and it got better the second time. I want to see it for a third time. I'm working on it. We want to watch it again. Just because the way it was done, the world is just so well put together and just explained, you know? It's just so well done. I really felt like I was in this world, and I'm not going to lie, the first time I saw it, when we saw it in the IMAX, it was a lot to process. Because I was trying to figure out, okay, what's spice? What are these different houses in these different worlds? And watching it the second time and kind of looking into it a little bit more, watching it a second time and just really taking it in after the hype was gone and after the overwhelming feeling of the first time watching it, I was like, oh, this is like Game of Thrones meets sci-fi way in the future. And then we were watching some interviews with Denis Villenueve. And he was saying how, you know, like the Gom Jabbar scene, you know, it's in a library. And he was saying in this future, it's very... AI doesn't advance, but our minds do. That's why everybody's just very, like, there's, like, that telepathy, and they can, like, research. You know, it's just, like, all this weird stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They can do some weird shit, like when they try to figure out, like...
when they roll their eyes?
Yeah, when they roll their eyes and they do that. Yeah, like, all that stuff. And it's like the advancement of the human mind, you know, and how they, like, the books and how deep they can tap into the power of the mind, you know, or like in the line of the movie, fear is the mind killer, you know. It's so good, and the world is established so well, and it was a lot to take in. The soundtrack by Hans Zimmer was amazing. The acting, the cast, this watching it the second time, you really get to take in this stuff, and that's basically what it felt like. It's like, oh, this is like Game of Thrones in the future sci-fi. The way they talk, you know, it's like the royal families almost, and, you know, who's going to be the next of kin and all this stuff. But it's set in the future. They fight with swords, right? Because they're so advanced that weapons like guns don't work on them.
Yeah, because they have
the shield
thing.
That's so cool. It's so different. And I just wanted to mention that because this is such an exciting world to experience for the first time. And the fact that the Legendary Pictures, I found out Legendary Pictures funded like 80% of this movie, and then it was Warner Brothers. So the fact that Legendary didn't let Denis Villeneuve film this back-to-back so that we can get it the next year is so dumb to me, because you clearly have a part 1 here. And the way it ends, it leaves you...
Isn't it cheaper?
I feel like it's more efficient, yeah, because you have all the actors there, you get everything done, and you just work on... You post.
Now we gotta, like, fucking wait.
Now we gotta wait 2 years. But that was really dumb. But whatever, they greenlit it. We'll get it in 2 years. But the way this ended, it left me wanting so much more. I would want to watch a 4.5-hour epic of this just in one sitting. Give me like a Justice League type of thing. Like, give me... Like, this was so good. And watching it the second time, I got goosebumps. I got, like, it was just so well done. You know?
I might just read the book.
I know, yeah, because you're kind of on the fence, right? You're like, you're not sure if you can wait 2 years.
Nah, I can't.
I can't do it.
Fuck that,
I
dude.
can't do it.
I'm too invested now.
We saw it twice, and when I'm working or I'm doing my thing, I'm thinking about the movie. I have the soundtrack in my head, and I love what Hans Zimmer did on Apple Music. He has the movie soundtrack, then he has a companion book, a soundtrack companion for the book. So if you're reading the book, you listen to that soundtrack. That's amazing. Then he has a sketchbook.
It's like
soundtrack.
the unedited. It's like, dude, like each song is like 20 minutes.
Because so you can listen to it while you're reading the book, because it's in long form. So while you're reading it, it's in detail, and that's so awesome. That's so tempting. I would love to read it and listen to the soundtrack, and really just take that in. You can tell. I mean, the Denis and Hans Zimmer, everyone, like they love this IP. They love this story. They love the book, and you can see it. You feel it coming off the screen. It's honestly so good. It's so refreshing, because Denis really makes these big sci-fi movies and still makes them this really well done art house film.
Yeah, his movies are just look fucking beautiful, man. I don't like, even like Prisoners.
Yeah,
you look at Prisoners, it's like, dude, this movie's shot fucking amazing.
It's shot so well. It's acted so well.
God, you imagine if he had like
Timothy does great.
Imagine if he had like what's his name, Roger Deakins, to do like help him with Dune.
It looks perfect.
No, but I'm saying, but imagine like with him in it, like fuck, that would have been.
Timothy Chalamet does great in this. Oscar Isaac, Javier Bardem, Rebecca Ferguson,
Zendaya.
They all do so well. Zendaya, people were complaining, oh, she's not on the movie as much, and when she is in it, she's great. So that's all that matters. And this movie sets up so well.
Mom's name,
Rebecca Ferguson. Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson. They set this up so well. And I'm just I'm so hooked. Jason Momoa as well. I'm just so hooked, and I'm so invested. I don't know if I can wait 2 years. I'm gonna have to watch this movie another time.
The fucking villain, dude. That villain, that big fat dude.
Yeah, from House of
is Arkin?
Harkin.
H.
It's Harkonnen, but I think they just call it Harkin.
It's Harkin.
Harkin, so good. This is my Dune.
Okay, they don't. Stop.
They should have casted me.
Yeah. No,
so
but
good.
His scenes when he comes on,
so well shot.
It's like he steals it.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Between the soundtrack and
like that part when they're in that bubble.
Yeah.
Thing, and when they're like basically saying how they're gonna portray the whatever. That like when he rises. And
it's so good. The use of his character.
Dave Bautista as like his son
nephew. Yeah, nephew. Again, very the royal families. Each house has something.
And it's so and I think Christopher Nolan said it the way he used practical
Oh yeah, it's the best combination of photography and practical effects. You don't know what's CG or not, and that's so good. That just goes to show you.
I was never taken out of the movie because the CG was just fucking amazing.
Because a lot of it is practical, and the CG is kind of like the aftertouch, and that's a lot of these studios kind of forget this. This movie's like $100 and something million budget. 160. You have Marvel movies or DC movies that are double that, and they look like crap. It's just like a CG fest, and here you're just in it all the way.
Green screen.
And here you have a lot of real on-set.
Like Black Widow, there was a shot of her in a trailer. It was just all green screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Here, a lot of practical, on location, and
again,
so good.
This movie shows, and it's also like Tenet. You can do these movies practical. You can do it, and it looks better.
Yeah.
But they just choose not to. Because Dune, man, I was invested.
I still think I want to watch it again. And I'm just trying to figure out, do I watch it in a theater again? Do I just watch it at home now?
I don't know, because watching it at home is just not the same.
But man, watching this in a theater, if you guys have not seen this yet and you're IMAX, watching this,
watching the biggest screen possible.
Go watch it in the biggest screen, IMAX theater. It's so good. It's so good. We try to take everyone out and go watch it in a theater. It's so good, man. We got a poster right here.
You rip it.
We got one right here. So
cool poster.
So good, man. And that's going to go up very proudly on
And
our wall.
And the outfits are cool, too. I like that jacket that he wears.
Yeah, the costumes, like the design of everything.
Even the Freemen, like, their outfits are, like...
So good.
Dude, and the flashback scenes, or the
just really
flash
well done.
forward, whatever it was
The
called.
Emperor's Army, that sound that the guy... that was
Really,
that's what I do at night.
Yeah. But that's
so good, man.
cool, man.
Love it. It's
2.
very eerie. It's very otherworldly. It's
want
like,
part 2,
you
man.
know...
I just want part 2. Just give me part 2.
Man.
Just give me part 2. Give it to me.
It's such a good movie, man. This is just literally this is gonna be a review of just us praising this movie. That's all it is.
You know,
Yes, it is it for everyone. Probably not. There, I
No.
know there's some people that think, oh, it's so slow, it's boring. It might not be for everyone because it is a slow burn.
But it's so
if you
worth
feel
it.
if you didn't like it that much the first time, watch it a second time. Maybe because the first time I saw it, I was just overwhelmed.
It's a lot of info.
It's a lot to take in. But then you really think about it. It's like, wow, this movie establishes and sets up the world so well.
It's a
I see
perfect
why
setup.
he would want to do it in 2 parts. Because I can't imagine doing this story in one movie.
It's a lot.
Because you see the plot, the story beats in this. It's like I can see this being rushed quickly and being a mess. And apparently that's what happened with David Lynch's film. This as a 2-parter is perfect. If you thought it was a slow burn, you didn't like it, I get it's not for everyone. Watch it a second time. Give it another chance.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's doing this in 2 parts, and then he wants to do the sequel.
Dune
Messiah.
Yeah.
And then he says possibly the older one, but he doesn't know yet.
It's very exciting.
No, he wants to do Messiah, then the other one, but the other books he's not sure yet. But he wants to do.
Yeah, he wants to do those 3.
Those 3 ones.
And I'm very excited. I'm on the fence of reading the book, or should I experience the ending for the first time on screen? That's kind of what I want.
I kind of just want to read it, man.
That's kind of what I want. I want to experience it for the first time on the big screen.
But the problem is it's too long of a wait.
It's 2 years.
No, but
That
it's
I don't
like it's not feel long.
Yeah.
Because again, it's such a cliffhanger. And I'm
this
so
is something.
invested.
It should have been done back to back. This should have been next year, and that's
because
it.
if this came out next year,
That's fine.
like
yeah.
October.
Yeah,
that's
a year
fine.
from now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But no, actually, the movie came out last year. It was supposed to come out 2020.
Yeah, they would have been ready to go.
They would have already part 2 would have been coming out.
Which is, but again, these studios have no trust in
It's like, but
quality filmmaking, but
like,
then they
why
put
would
money
you-
into this other crap.
Like,
But whatever.
Why would you cancel a part 1?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But you know what? The good news is it's coming, and we're very excited for it. And man, the world is established so well. Everything's so well
Soundtrack.
done. The ending, I like the ending. I wish it was the film back to back, but I really like the ending. It left me super excited what's to come, and I love this world already, and I'm excited for the next one. I don't know if I'm gonna read the book yet. I really want to just I experienced this for the first time, the world. Now it's like I want to see where it goes and how it ends. I'll read the sequels. I'll read the book after and then read the sequels. That's fine with me. But I really want to see how this ends.
I know, but it's just such a long wait.
Because seeing it for the first time on the screen, I really want to experience that. And let's see. But, man, great movie. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it. Watch it in IMAX. And it's so good. It's just really just high-quality filmmaking. There's just no other way to put it. And
he's
they
perfect
just did
for
it.
this
They
movie.
did it again.
Again, because when his movies, you always feel comfortable going in. Like, you're going to get a good film.
Yeah.
With, what's his name? Denis.
Yeah. I mean,
man.
Anything else?
2 years. It's too long. And I'm just very impatient.
The cast is great. The acting is great. The soundtrack is great. The story is great. It's really well paced. Watching it a second time, I liked it even more.
The action.
That's all I can say. That's really all I can say.
I like the style that they fight in.
Jason Momoa
Josh
does
Brolin.
good. It's just everybody. It's just good. It's so good, and it's so refreshing. And I'm hooked.
I know. I'm so invested.
I'm hooked. But I mean,
I gotta wait.
I have nothing else. It's just that good, man. I've seen it twice, and I'm ready to watch it a third time.
A fourth time.
Timothy does great in this. I think him as Paul is great, and he
he's a
really
great
sells
actor.
it. He really sells it.
He's a great actor. Man.
And I think this is going to be a really big one for him moving forward as well. He's having some good movies coming out. So, yeah, guys. I mean, anything else?
Just gotta wait.
So we gotta wait 2 years. I don't agree with that. I wish the studio greenlit it. They would have been done with both by now. But I don't know. Lately, these executives and these studios have not been the brightest. So, but yeah, guys, watch Dune if you haven't already. If you have, let us know what you thought about it in the comments section. Let's talk about it. Did you like it? Did you think it was a slow burn? Did you love it? We loved it, and we're gonna watch it again for a third time and a fourth time, and just while we wait for the sequel. And yeah, guys, I've been listening to the soundtrack driving around everywhere. So good. So good. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and for listening. If you're listening to us on the audio platforms, and feel free to like, subscribe. The channel's growing. We're trying to grow even more. And if you guys like this, just, stick around. And to the next one, guys. Goodbye.